Actually down here now, I'd say permanently, but not permanently, but permanently as far as it comes to Comic-Con 2023. So we are down here, gonna have lots of videos over the next, whatever it is, 7 days. So we'll start out our tour down here, right where we're at. Familiar walkway here. We'll flip around the camera. There's several activations that have just begun. Carmel's gonna be here with us, going along, and she'll try to help with the chat a little bit there. So let us know as we're going there. We appreciate support, appreciate you tuning in, thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. So we start out here, the Hero House, whatnot. Lots of progress since our last time here. Tons of comic signings here, lots of fun plans through the days, beginning with preview night. And then next to them, another Bandai activation here. And just for our geography again, hey there, Drew. Good to see you. One of our activations here in this building as we're making our way down there. Again, to kind of orient yourself in case you're not as familiar with the area, that's the Hilton gas lamp over there. And obviously the convention center to our right there. So again, we know some people are brand new to the area. Comic-Con may not be as familiar, but this is another Bandai. This is Tekken offsite activation here that they're building away on. Just started, or at least it's the first we've seen of it. This is in addition to what's on the floor, also in addition to what they have going on behind the Marriott, which has also begun build. That Dragon Ball one looks bigger than ever over there, actually. Lots and lots of money in the anime manga space these days. You can definitely see its presence here at Comic-Con this year for sure. All right, and then we've got the Peanuts spot right here. The awesome Camp Snoopy theme. If you're unfamiliar with kind of the relevance of this year for Camp Snoopy, it's the 40th anniversary of Camp Snoopy over at Knott's Berry Farm. It's a lot of history there to celebrate, and they've extended that theme here. You can see all the little wood stocks there as part of this. The Jurassic Park activation is a long walk, in our opinion, too long of a walk for us to take at any point, to be honest, this trip. Yeah, so we won't be going by there. It's out there. We've put, actually for our Patreon people, we put a video up of just kind of what the drive is over there. But it is out there. And what's that?
How's the weather?
The weather is warm. It's one of those things that was saying, yeah, there you go, humid and muggy. And kind of consistently the last, well, not actually the last couple days when we've been popping down here have not been quite as bad. But today is another one of those days where the combination of the humidity and long walks without any real shade like this one have made it a lot warmer than we like. So it is a kind of humid day out here. All right, so you can see the queues up here. So this is different than what we've experienced at San Diego the last however many years. It's always been used as far back as I remember, really. It was kind of an activation spot here. This time the spot is going to be inside the Hilton gas lamp. Finally was announced. Interview with the Vampire. Sounds like a really fun theatrical experience. Definitely our favorite Comic-Con experiences are those theatrical types. And so that's what it's going to be. And so the lawn's being used for queuing there.
Thank Ellen for the $30.
Ellen, thank you very, very much for that. We appreciate that greatly. Huge, huge, huge thanks to you for that donation. We are most grateful. Happy to help and share some of this for those that are interested. Thank you so much for that donation. That goes a long way. We appreciate it. So real quick here, we've got Good Burger, obviously 2, almost at the last steps there. Another great wrap there from Cap Media. But then here you get to see all of this line. My guess is this is going to be for the registered people. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be a separate standby area. Not sure yet. Obviously, like a lot of these things, we'll be learning as we go on the weekend and see how things work. But they've got some umbrellas out here. Not sure if there'll be more umbrellas, but if it is the way it is right now, if you are going to be in this line, definitely, if you can, bring an umbrella, sunblock and all of that. But right now, I would not love sitting right there with the way the heat and the sun have been. And so this is, again, going to feed into the Interview with the Vampire market experience. It's like really at the top of the list for us of things that we are interested in this year, because we do love theatrical experiences. We do love anything kind of in the horror haunt type realm. If you follow along with us beyond Comic-Con, we cover a ton of Halloween stuff. I mean, we do what we do with Comic-Con for Halloween as well, basically covering 100 things literally. So very excited and hoping we'll get a chance to see this. Now, this time last year, we were very excited to see Severance, and it just didn't end up quite working out for us to ever see it, so we missed that one. So this is the time where it's like, well, hopefully we'll be getting in there. We did get tickets for it, but, we'll see if things get backed up. We had tickets for Severance last year, and the line got so backed up we weren't able to do it. So, but look at that. We know we have a lot of fans of Interview with the Vampire that have been tuning in, and that looks incredible. Sarah H., thank you so much as well. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Very much appreciated. That means a lot. Thank you for following along and watching the videos, and obviously particularly thank you for that $30. That is greatly appreciated. It's amazing. Here's more of the Immortal Universe wrap right here. And we'll get another angle from this, because this is the first we've seen of that wrap. Just pretty much nearly done there. The doors have gotten wrapped since our last time here. And you can see they just keep working away. And you can see they're adding some lighting there. So it looks like we'll get some great views of this even in the evening. We've already done that doorway in past videos, but you get a sense of it. But a big statement here from Interview with the Vampire. So cool.
There was an earlier question, but where do you line up for the Dragon Ball Tamashii Nation reservation ticket?
So to get the ticket, I believe that's back by the Marriott, behind the Marriott.
That is where their questions are.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So again, one more look here at Interview with the Vampire before we go around the corner. Love that. And you can start seeing Yellowjackets peeking in, which we just got some news right before we went live, which we'd speculated that Yellowjackets was going to be the theme for Mary Jane's this year. Last year, Mary Jane's didn't have a theme. Mary Jane's having a theme, like having a special, like back when it was Expanse, Sci-Fi Cafe, stuff like that, is like one of my favorite kind of off-site Comic-Con memories, is them having themed restaurants. And that will be back, because they did confirm that it will be Yellowjackets. The goal is for it to open Wednesday morning. So if you're out here and you're a Yellowjacket fan, you should be able to eat in a little bit of theming there at Mary Jane's at the Hard Rock. Okay. So there's our vampires. Yellowjackets. We'll look across real quick, and we'll come over here to look at Animayhem and all of that. Comic-Con banners up over there. We'll come back and talk about that Quantum Leap developments there, with also a takeover of Baja Ricks, which has been neat to see coming through today, as well as the activation. But
Animation stuff. This is from Ellen. There's the Hulu animation stuff ticketed. Can't wait to see.
we do not have information yet if there will be ticketing or it'll just be first come, first serve on Animeum. Now we do know on FX that they're reverting back to a just queue up, first come, first serve situation, which probably means they're also going back to individual lines for the individual activations versus last year where it was all kind of linear and a path. And that's the way the build looks as well, like it'll all be broken up. We will go by the lodge in just a couple minutes here. But yeah, and then you can see across the way there, Mary Jane's is starting to get that overlay for Yellowjackets. So, still nothing moving in here.
But the windows are open, whereas before they were covered.
No, they've been open. So nothing there to see up above, and we'll take a better look at it from across the street. But Gen V is all complete since our last video, and this entire boys wrap, which the 5th Street wrap of Hilton Gas Lamp has really become one of my favorites over the years, just kind of seeing it from across the way there. So we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. We'll go by there. Is it? Rodrigo, thank you so much. Very kind, very, very kind. Appreciate the support. Really, really do. You guys are all being super awesome and following along, and we do appreciate all that support, and we are glad that many of you enjoy seeing this stuff. This is our favorite stuff to kind of cover these days leading up. Of all of Comic-Con, really, I feel like Monday and Tuesday are two of my favorite days just because it's fun seeing the stuff and it's fun sharing it with people that are into it. And obviously, if you're watching this, you are the people that are into it. So we've shown you Good Omens 2 before, Invincible over there, so we won't take too long at those spots. No changes there. Again, we'll go into the center street here, and we're going to hit the lodge, I believe will be our next spot. See an update here on Paramount Plus. And actually, right as we make around the corner, you see the trucks. There's been a lot of work on Paramount Plus. And it really is looking like the lodge. If you saw what they did at South by Southwest, checked any videos or social on that, they have those up. They have those up during South by Southwest is kind of a wintry theme. And you can see it continuing here. In fact, the trees are new since our last time here. So a bunch of Christmassy looking trees there. The snow, they're really trying to give it a lodge feel, which will be interesting in a kind of humid, warm weekend here. But it should be nice and air conditioned inside, I'm sure. I love that Paramount Plus sign. That seems like a nice little photo op in and of itself there. Then inside, we've seen Star Trek Lower Decks stuff being loaded in, Transformers, SpongeBob SquarePants. It's a variety of things. I guess we'll cut through this passageway here. Historically, Paramount is always super cool about allowing people just to take photos and kind of wander around. It's always interesting to see the different activations of kind of how they feel about it, but we've never had anybody complain. Yeah, you can see Transformers inside there. Trees. Love the trees. They're a nice little touch there for the lodge vibe. They've always been super cool here. So hoping we get to check out the lodge. That's definitely on the list of things that we want to do if we're able to. For those that maybe don't follow as closely, one thing I'll say about us for Comic-Con, just so as you like follow along or ask questions, we're really big on being opportunist and kind of looking for opportunities at Comic-Con. So a lot of times things we really want to do end up not working out, and it's okay with that, and we pivot. We're all about pivoting. And so it's always very up in the air. I mean, we have our schedules and stuff, but what actually ends up happening can vary as different opportunities come up. So we'll see. Now added over here, another one of the Cap Media productions, they've added a couple more posters, just saying the Walking Dead universe. So we've looked at like Rick and Michonne and those before, but these two over on the Pendry are new, just kind of on the sides of the door there. And then remember, the donut bar pop-up is returning to the Pendry. So if you are interested in that, we went and tried a few of the donuts the other day. We didn't end up getting to do video of it, but there is more about them up on the SDCC unofficial blog if you're interested in checking out some pictures of them. This one just popped up today to tie in with the National Geographic party up their Arctic Ascent. So brand new hotel with a brand new wrap. All right, we'll make our way back down. One thing I want to say, so we're on 5th Street here, J and 5th. If you're interested in the Hasbro announcement here, to give you an idea, 6th Street, obviously one more over, and then it's about, I want to say 3 blocks down from here. So it's a bit of a walk. It's not a terrible walk, but it's going to take you, 15 minutes. It's a lot closer than Jurassic Park, but it's a lot further than, Interview with a Vampire. So plan accordingly if you're going to try and check out that Hasbro pop-up shop. I know that was a big surprise. I know that's one of those things I'd love to do, but I don't know if we'll do anything with it. I was kind of shocked. I'm glad to hear Hasbro's back at the convention. I'm not sure that I love them not being in the convention center, but I am curious to see what it is. I'm just glad they're coming back to sell some stuff. So this we found earlier today, off the bench with an eBay Live little thing here, tying in with KRS and Torpedo Comics, Usagi Yojimbo. And so kind of just an interesting little thing that came across earlier today. Oh, very kind. Very, very kind. I think we have Saturday, don't we? Yeah, I think we have Saturday tickets as well. I will just see if we're able to get in them, just because of knowing how long sometimes the waits can get with these things. Especially after last year with Severance and having like a spot and it not working out because they were so backed up and stuff. So coming into 2023 feeling very weary of getting into some of these things, just because last year we kind of were monitoring that all the way through and it just was never quite a fit last year. So all right, so we're going to get another angle here on Omens, and then we'll get a much better look at the boys. And then as we pass Yellowjackets, we will get to that NBC Universal one, which really feels a lot more involved this time around. Looks like a lot of indoor space, looks like a lot of air-conditioned space. So moving away from just kind of the outdoor photo op thing. Still very photo op heavy, it sounds like, but some experiences. The press release for it just came out a couple hours ago, or maybe even less than a couple hours ago. But you're going to be helping the Quantum Leap team and visiting places like The Voice and Chucky and some of these other shows who help fix the timeline. So it sounds like it's a little more experience. I would imagine it's a lot of photo ops too, but it's neat seeing it. And it's neat seeing Baja Ricks get a overlay as well. So there's so many things still going back to the pandemic where it's like getting them back is awesome. And so getting Mary Jane's back. In fact, when we talked to somebody at Mary Jane's earlier, they said, well, last year with COVID, just didn't want to do the buyout or anything. And this year they're back all in. So there will be a Yellowjackets theme here. If you've seen the show, I'm sure you kind of think that'll be interesting and fun theming around the show and food and what the offerings will be. And if you don't watch the show, all this Yellowjackets press may be a reason to start watching the show. I know we've talked before that we really enjoy the show, but it is dark. Very, very dark. All right, let's take another look at this one from this angle. Go Gen V. Excited to check that out. Got full look at it. Whenever we visit San Diego in the off season, I always look up at this wall. It's one of the spots and it's like, man, I wish there was a wrap up there. And obviously there never is, except for Comic-Con season. More Yellowjackets. They have really gone all out on Yellowjackets, which surprised me a little because season 2 recently ended. But I guess it makes sense as a push for Paramount Plus. It's one of the top shows they have, and it seems to suck people in that watch it. I know it did us. We like, oh, let's watch an episode, and watch the first episode, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna watch all this. So we got onto it late, but instantly started shooting through all the episodes there. We're setting up for IGN over here. That's new. And then obviously more Yellowjackets here wrapping up. And then across the way, we'll get a better look at Animation Domination as we cross the street. But a couple things over here. Again, NBC Universal returning to this spot. We've got a buyout here with Quantum Cantina. Not sure that there'll be any menu changes. Guessing it'll just be, in the case of that spot, it normally is just the theming. But you can see Chucky over there, Law and Order, The Voice. Those seem to be some of the Peacock shows that they're really leaning into. NBC, Peacock. And then the activation here. So here's the entryway up here. And you can see they're installing the air conditioning and all that, which is nice to see. But you can see it goes all the way back there, and they've enclosed it all. So we saw like some faux brick walls go in and things like that. But to me, the coolest thing about it is just seeing like this is a full-on experience that's going to be enclosed and has a lot of potential with that. It was great during special edition that they even came out and they did the La Brea photo op and all that. I mean, it was awesome that they came and supported, but it's neat to see as we're getting a little bit further away from the closure to see that. You can see Star Trek. You know, as the sun's kind of coming down, but you get the idea there, seeing Star Trek Return up there. Here's our facade. You see lots of TV screens there that look like they're going to be mounted right up here. It's another look at Animation Domination. Shogun way out there. We'll get a better look at all those. Let's take a look at Interview again from this side. The sound that Comic-Con attendees missed for a long time. The train crossing. Plane trolley there. Plane trolley there. As much as there's feels like a bigger thrust with the offsites, the trolleys have been the one thing that surprised me a little this year. Is just a lot of plain trolleys. There's a lot of themed ones as well, but I just feel like that normally we don't get this view a lot, where it's just totally plain MTS. So not sure why that is. There is Paramount Plus, Futurama, Solar Opposites, Spider-Man 2, Ultra Kill, Jack in the Box, Carl's. But it also just seems like a lot of them, like Spider-Man 2, we have seen very few times. So it just feels like there would be more of them kind of plastered around. But we're seeing them, just not anywhere near as much as normal year, I feel like. All right, so we'll cross the area here. If you are attending Comic-Con, you know this is going to be a badged area as we cross the street. Not yet. It's all set up today. Today's the first day of load in for most, and that'll continue the next couple days here as we get closer to preview night. Wednesday with the floor opening Wednesday night, and obviously then that'll launch us into the full week of Comic-Con. And you can see they have decorated all the outside stuff, so we're getting that familiar blue and yellow returning. As we make our way up here, we will take another look at the Animation Domination and see what appears to be pretty well done now. But also there's that extended spot there where it now goes all the way hooking around that backside. Which is really cool, just seeing it expand like that. This is my favorite art. Yes, hello. This is my favorite art that we've seen on the Omni personally, at least from what I can remember. I guess I should go back and look at more pictures before I say that, but I just really like how bright it is, how irreverent it is, how it stretches so far. It's just a lot of fun. Then to the right of that, you can see Abbott Elementary coming together on Petco. So Petco, with concerts all weekend, it's finally getting in on the rap game. Take one more look back over here just to get an idea of the view in totality there. So we've got Interview with the Vampire, Yellowjackets, Animation Domination. Those are 3 big ones. A few weeks ago, when didn't have wraps and just had a few of these, we're gonna dip around here. There, people loading in. We just had those banners, which, to be honest, to me, the creator banners, it's not that they're not like Marvel or something like that. It's just the color scheme of the brown and all was not like my favorite. Just didn't feel like it popped like a lot of the banners have, just a personal opinion. But anyway, now seeing these big colors pop, I'm like, okay, now it feels like Comic-Con. But at first, when all we had was those banners, I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I love the look of things this year. But Petco Interactive Zone, yeah. There's been little announcements, I feel like, day by day over there. Gosh, what were the ones today? We keep getting like little emails about things going on over there, and I'm even drawing blank. There hasn't been anything yet announced for over there that's been a big draw to us, although I've not been watching our emails as close as we would if we weren't out here doing all this stuff. But if you head over to SDCCblog.com, they'll have the full rundown. This is actually, it's a good question for this time of year. One of the things that I know myself I do quite a bit is when I'm wondering something, like earlier today, I was like, what's the address again for the Hasbro thing? And I just Google SDCC 2023 Hasbro, and then there'll be some article, usually from the blog, that comes up, and then I got my info. So at the moment, there's like an energy drink over there. There's a couple things. I don't know, for me, the Petco Interactive Zone, we were actually talking about this. It's kind of not to get off on a tangent, but just Petco Interactive was like a must stop for us for a while. And then I feel like the last few years, and we were talking with our friend Carrie, that it feels like the year, maybe it was 2017, when they had that big Ferris wheel that wasn't themed to anything, and they started kind of having more like non-Comic-Con related themed stuff. I found we spend less and less time going over there. In the last couple of years, we've kind of had to convince ourselves to make the walk over there to see what's going on. So hopefully this year there'll be something that really draws us back over there, because it was a huge part of Comic-Con for us in its earlier years. But there just haven't been a lot of activations that have gotten us super excited lately. Oh, Transformers was one of the ones today. There was a Transformers Rise of the Beast one that's going to be over there, I believe. There's the awesome signage up there.
What else are you looking forward to the most?
The 2 that excite me the most is Interview with a Vampire, because it is theatrical and it's experience, and those are the ones that always stick with me after Comic-Con, I feel like. And also because it fits kind of into the horror vibe, which we're into. The other one, I think, is Animayhem. The location is really exciting to me. The people producing it, it's very exciting to me. The visuals look exciting. It just looks fun. And I think they're at opposite ends of the spectrum, with Interview being kind of a obviously darker theatrical thing, and Animayhem looking more like a fun, silly, irreverent thing. So those are the 2 right now, although I will say today, the Hasbro thing popping up, that they're going to have a store and they're going to sell exclusives, that really caught my attention. But I, to be honest, haven't been able to really fully absorb like what that means, because it feels like there's going to be lines starting at like midnight the night before to get over there, and I just don't know that at this point that's part of our plans. So they are giving QR codes out at the booth like they did last year. So as much as I hate buying exclusives online to have shipped to the house 6 months later or whatever, that may be what we end up doing, because I'm not sure at this late date if we're going to be able to allocate the time to go out there. But we'll see. It's a pretty good walk, so maybe it'll keep some away. But I think thousands of people's had their plans changed this morning when Hasbro announced that they were going to have a store, an offsite, and they were going to sell things there. So we'll see. That's definitely one we'll be watching on social media to see what people are saying about it, how long it's taken to get in, what the lines look like. Watching social media has been something that's helped us a lot over the years to find soft spots of things that aren't very busy and stuff. So that will be at the top of our list of kind of viewing there. FX I'm excited about as well. We've always enjoyed FX. They seem to not be doing tickets this year, so we talked about that earlier in the stream. So it's a little bit different of a situation. But I'm still interested. I love what we do in the shadows. Really intrigued by this new version of Shogun. And just kind of curious about the whole thing. What they've done with American Horror Story has always had a theatrical horror vibe, which has been fun. But it's always been a very slow pulse too. So let's check out that Nintendo art before we look more at the FX one. So Sweet Things. They've got their Nintendo art. Still continuing. Every time we've been by, there's been a little bit more done. It's in the SDCC 2023 up there. And then to the right of it, we'll also take a look at the Alice in Wonderland stuff. What's that? The Starbucks stuff. Take a look at Peaches or Bowser. They've got that Peaches shake. Yes, the museum. We've really enjoyed the Comic-Con Museum. I think we've been 3 times but since its opening, and really enjoyed it every time. And so we will definitely, we'll be out there tomorrow morning, and we will probably stream from there. We're going to be there at 11 a.m. So if you're interested in the museum and some of their exhibits this year, follow along with us, because I'm guessing we'll do video from there. Bayfront Memories, I guess they have a hashtag. And here's more. We saw the artist working on this earlier. So this is the Starbucks. They commissioned this artist to work on it. This. We're going to go to the end of Anna Mayhem, which takes us kind of generally near Rady Shell. But so, great question. That was something I was going to post on social earlier that I didn't. So the point, this spot here that had that Disney bundle factory or whatever it was called last year, they've emptied the tables out since 2 days ago. Yes, 2 days ago there was a ton of tables in here. The tables are gone, and they were doing a ton of cleaning in here. There's been a couple TV monitors. I don't know if they've been added or they were already here. So I was thinking this was going to go back to being a food spot, like it was 2019, when they just had it open for like grab and go kind of food. And that actually was really helpful to us. It was like a fast spot to go for food. And it had air conditioning. But I don't know that it's going to be the case now. Now it looks like it's being cleared out to actually become something. So we'll see. Here you get a look at FX. They have put it behind walls mostly there. Some great art. Love Always Sunny. Love Dave, Bear, Mayans. If we look in, you see the Shogun. I believe this is going to be the Shogun stage, where there's going to be performances, little mock battles. To the left there, I believe that's Laszlo's Garden from What We Do in the Shadows. We've got the dome there. So I kind of think it's going to be back to moving around, but I don't know. Like, once seeing all those walls up there, I don't know, it may not be. It may be, a line to get into the whole place and not separate lines. I'm not sure. All we know for sure is that there won't be tickets to get in. So it will be just get there early and line up. All right. You can see... Now in the yonder there, you can see maybe Adult Swim coming together, and that one has been a lot of fun to see. It looks like they're going pretty big with their return to the grounds back here. So excited to see that. Again, lots of fun artwork here, some great shows. I know we've been fans of a lot of things on FX. Reservation Dogs we love, Welcome to Wrexham. I mean, I feel like half the shows we watch are FX shows. Not literally, but it just always kind of blows me away how much we like what's on FX. It's another look at Shogun. Actually, let's move a little bit over. See, I love that color scheme there. I'm guessing that's going to be another show we'll be watching. It says 2024, so it's probably. And then obviously, one of the reasons San Diego Comic-Con has become such a destination, that beautiful water. And so the temperature feels like 15 degrees cooler once we make it on this side of the bay. It's a lot cooler over here, nice breeze once we get past those gas lamp streets. Back over here, Justified, Always Sunny, Dear Mama, Dave, Bear, Archer, etc., Shogun. And now you're starting to get a better look at Adult Swim. We'll make our way right in front of there. Robot Chicken and Rick, and just looking really fun. That was one of those spots. I know I said this in previous streams, but them not having that spot and just having kind of that box there last year, that to me was a big deal, because honestly, we've not ever done, I mean, we've done Adult Swim, but it's not been like one of our mainstays of Comic-Con. But having them not there really last year was a big deal to me, and so I'm glad to see them back. See the water here. I believe there was stuff about the IMDb boat today. I know I saw some about Voodoo Rangers yesterday with the pirate ship, so there'll be some more life coming out here as well. This part, if you're not familiar with the FX activation, all this back area here is kind of backstage for them, like offices, and it's wardrobe change and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big footprint they take, but a part of that is all of their offices and all of that. All right, Adult Swim. Oh, they've got the archway up since we were here last. That is new. So we've got the stage. This has come together in the last day or so here. You see the inflatable heads up there. The Adult Swim build is always very like chill too. Like you can just see they've got all their boxes out here. There's a security guard or two, but they're always very like relaxed about everything, and kind of like Paramount. They're not too concerned about people taking pictures or anything like that. There's the hot dog to ride. Happy to help, Marceline. Thank you for those kind words. I hear you. I'm getting tired. I'm definitely getting more worn out this year than I have before. So I've had a few little health things I've been dealing with the last few months, and some medications, and they are making me drained in a way I've never been drained before. So I'm actually a little worried, like, am I going to have the energy to go all this week at Comic-Con? But we will see. Time will tell. But hoping we're able to keep some momentum there. This is fun. Love this entryway. Love it, love it. Love that dog too. All right, and then Anime Mayhem will be right after it. And again, we covered this in our last stream, but for those unfamiliar, this is brand new space for an activation. To my knowledge, it's never been used for an activation. It is normally load-in area. So that's exciting that something has added in this area. I'm not sure how badly that's impacting our friends that are vendors there. I hope it's not too bad of a shift there. But in terms of from a fan side, seeing extra space taken up by fun things to do is really exciting. So enter the second dimension. So our understanding of the idea is going through this experience. And again, it looks like a lot of air-conditioned rooms that they're building here for experiences to go from 3D to 2D. And it's celebrating their new Animayhem. So you've got your animation, anime, all combined. So leaning into some of that a little bit more adult entertainment, like Solar Opposites. We really love Solar Opposites, love Bob's Burgers. So a lot of stuff here feels like right up our alley, which is one of the reasons I'm really excited about it. I'm excited because it's new. I'm excited because it's a lot of properties we like. And I'm excited because it's a new area. It's investing in this experience. Archer. Simpsons. Bob, the kids. Got the ship here.
Someone commented that they walked by us at the gas pump.
What?
Someone commented that they walked by us at the gas pump.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it looks fun. This, and earlier, I don't hear it now, but they were playing actually the Futurama theme song. And it wasn't like full volume, like full experience volume. It was almost like the workers were listening to it. I'm sure they were just testing some stuff, but it was kind of fun hearing the theme song. I never thought we would hear the Futurama theme song at San Diego Comic-Con while we were looking at this massive walkthrough experience here to celebrate the return of Futurama. It's been a long time. People have been waiting for this. But yeah, they're not playing the music now. But right here earlier was, so you can see the Planet Express there. And again, we talked about this, just noting the size. It's tough to tell right here, but I mean, it's peeking over. Those are the Ballroom 20 tents up there. So when you're looking at how big this is, that's what we're talking about there. We've got Star Trek there. Around. All right, and we'll come down here just to take a look at Rady Shell. That is where Funko Fun Days is at this year. Brand new location. And then, as mentioned, things like next day line, stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see the line patterns. It's really tough to predict a lot of things. I mean, every year is different, but particularly this year with not having the presence in Hall H and Ballroom 20 to the same degree with talent and, you know, what that's going to be. It'll be interesting. Like, are people going to turn out in big numbers to see screenings of some of these shows or a special episode or a trailer if there's no talent there? Not sure. I'm not sure. And maybe every fandom will be a little bit different, but down there, Rady Shell. And so we'll see how that works in terms of lining up. That'll be all different when it comes to those that are going to Fun Days. We're not sure how that's going to work out. Now, as we go down, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up the stream here. But Dragon Ball is building down there, but there's not a lot to see yet. We sent an update over to the blog, so you can check it out there if you want to see pictures. But there was no like statues or theming out yet, so just a lot of building of the staging and stuff like that, but not any visuals like something like this where you're really seeing the properties and stuff too much. But you can check it out there if you're interested. I'm sure tomorrow's stream, I would imagine, we'll come back and try to find time to do another one of these, and hopefully we will see that all themed up by that time. There's also the Sandland wrap down there at the Marriott, and there is also the Wheel of Time coming together on the backside of the Marriott there. So a couple more things down that way as well. So with that said, we're going to wrap this up here. We thank you for tuning in. We thank you so much for these super chats, for the donations. Very, very much appreciated. I think we're going to go find some air conditioning and try to cool off maybe change clothes because I'm feeling kind of sweaty and gross. So thank you all very, very much for tuning in. And we will have more. I said we'll be back tomorrow, definitely with the Comic-Con Museum. If there's anything really big that we come across tonight, like if a bunch of things change, maybe we'll even do another tour tonight. So like I said, you can follow our social media, set notifications for YouTube, or you can always watch these later on our channel if you can't tune in real time. We know it's not convenient to just do these things all of a sudden, give 20 minutes warning or whatever. So we apologize for that. But that is a lot of how the next 7 days will be. We'll do a lot of booth tours, but a lot of things are going to be pretty sudden where honestly 20 minutes might be a big warning there. So thank you guys for tuning in so much. And again, huge thanks to those who donated. Huge thanks to our Patreon, everybody, 8 patrons, everybody on Patreon. Thank you so much. And for our Patreon people that RSVP'd, we do have your swag bags down here in San Diego, and we will see you on preview night. All right. We're going to wrap up here for this segment. Until next time, we'll see you in line somewhere.